Hey everyone, and welcome to the RGB Sessions podcast. My name is Vic Allen. I am here today with Lianne Kaye, and she's going to be telling us all about her amazing music.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to have you here. Do you want to tell us just a little bit about who you are and the story behind your music?
Yeah, sure. So, my name's Lianne Kaye, and I'm a songwriter, guitarist, and the music that I write is kind of college rock meets country. I've got a few slower ones as well. But I kind of write my music about real life things that happen to me. I don't tend to write many lovey-dovey songs. I kind of write about subjects that sort of mean a lot to me, and subjects that would apply to people kind of my age, like in their sort of mainly in their 20s, 30s, but like nostalgia as well. Like I love Michelle Branch, Carrie Underwood. I love that kind of 90s vibe, Avril, old school Avril. So I would say those are the artists that kind of inspire my music. I like to kind of write about subjects that hopefully get you in the feels, I would say.
Yeah, so I had to listen to your music today actually, and that's definitely the vibe I got, was
amazing,
very 90s.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
very cool. just something that's never gonna be outdated.
I appreciate that.
I really liked it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm on purpose going for that. I just kind of I think as a songwriter, and I'm sure you probably feel the same as well, you're influenced by what inspires you, you know? So I love that, because that 90s nostalgia and that kind of vibe is sort of something that inspires me.
Yeah, you said college rock, which
college
I loved.
rock, yeah, exactly. So I love that kind of thing, and I think that just sort of seeps into my writing style and that. So I think that's where it sort of comes from, really, the inspiration, and it sort of feeds through into my music, hopefully. Yeah.
So who would you say are you mentioned Carrie Underwood?
Yes.
Which I don't think I'd have guessed that, actually.
Really?
Because she's obviously super country.
Yes, she is actually super country.
So that was really interesting that she's a big inspiration of yours.
Yeah, I just think she's just a powerhouse, really, and I love her songs. I love the chord progressions in her songs, and obviously she's a vocal powerhouse as well, which
she's insane. She's
amazing, isn't she? And the way she puts on a show as well. But her songs, I love country music. I love her. I love Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves. I feel like I'm going to forget some big people.
Casey Musgraves is a huge one.
Yeah,
as well.
Amazing songwriting, and they've all got their own identities within that, haven't they? But I think country is a big genre that I do listen to. So I think that kind of style, again, sort of just hopefully kind of comes through on some of the tracks that I write. So
And you mentioned we've been talking about Paramore.
Yes, Paramore. I should have mentioned that. Hayley. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this actually in my teens. Paramore were just the thing, for me. The one, yeah. And Hayley was my idol. So I do get, which is very, very sweet, I do get sort of told that the Hayley vibe comes through, or the Paramore kind of vibe as well. And I think it's just, again, that kind of, because I listened to that so much, it's just influenced me, it's inspired me. Yeah. So I love Paramore. I love their writing as well. I think they cover a lot of different subjects as well. It's they've got some really feely songs, and then they've got some real kind of straight up rock bangers, and that's sort of kind of my vibe as well, I would say, hopefully. Yeah. So
And you've seen them live, haven't you?
I have seen them live, yes. You've seen them live?
I will be seeing them for the first time.
You're going to be seeing them. So exciting. Yeah, they're so good.
I need to study. I need to study and learn I need to go through and listen to a lot more of their stuff.
Yeah, just go back to the old stuff. Because I'm a massive fan of their old stuff, but I do like their new stuff as well. But the old stuff just gets me. You can just start from, I think it's All We Know Is Falling is their first album. Riot is just bangers, full of bangers, and then Brand New Eyes. I mean, it's not like I'm a fan or anything, guys. I can just reel off their albums.
No, but it's nice, isn't it? It's nice to be. Yeah. It's nice to be a fan. Sometimes I think the biggest part of obviously as a musician, making music brings you so much joy, but sometimes I think being a fan is That's the best part for me. Just like being a fan.
Definitely.
And going to gigs of like people that I love is like,
oh my God, it's the best feeling,
it's
isn't
the
it?
biggest joy.
Yeah, and someone told me actually years ago, they said, because I always said that I was such like a fangirl, and I can't like...
Nothing wrong with that.
Can't control it, you know, yeah, that's it. And they said to me, like, never lose that. Like, it's a really good trait to have. Like, if you love something, tell the person that you love their music. And because I think it means a lot, doesn't it, like to us as artists and songwriters and creative people, it means a lot if someone comes up to you and said, I really love what you do. Like, I know if anyone says that to me, like, that's just amazing. So I think like you say, like it's nice to not lose that, to be a fan.
Stay a fan.
For sure.
What was it that made you... When did you first start playing music?
Singing was kind of like the main thing from a young age, and I just loved performing, to be honest. I was quite into sort of like drama and stuff as well, and like theatre, so I think it was going down that route. Any opportunity to sing, to be honest, was kind of what I wanted to do, and then was kind of influenced by like Eva Cassidy and like different musics that were different music was kind of being played at home and stuff, you know, and I guess was just sort of opened my eyes to different genres and things, and then started being interested in guitar. Guitar came a bit later. When I was about 13, I sort of picked it up a few times. Like, I think I was probably like 5 in the little classical band at primary school.
This is like we're talking like your whole life.
Young, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always been, I don't really know where it came from. I just loved it. You know, just loved doing it. Yeah, and realised it was a thing I wanted to do. So, yeah, sort of plucked away, literally, at guitar when I was young, but just wasn't as interested in it as singing. And then when I was a teenager, when I was 13, I sort of picked it up and started taking it seriously and playing, singing at the same time, writing songs. And then from there, I think I got into like the folk band at school. And
amazing.
Yeah, I was surrounded by talented musicians. I was lucky actually. I changed schools and I went to a school where they specialised in like performing arts, and that. I think it's interesting, isn't it, like the course of your life, you know, because I feel like if I hadn't gone there, I wonder, I would have still done music, but that really amped it up for me. Like, I was surrounded by a lot of talented kids. And that was amazing. So, I think from there I just carried on and just knew that was what I loved doing. So
you've been like, it sounds like you've been quite supported.
Yes.
Like throughout. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, by lots of people, by my family, by my friends. You know, I'm really lucky to sort of have that, and I have always felt supported in that way, which has been lovely. That's like, I think that's massive. That's, I think, like, you need it. Because it's a tough journey. It's a tough old industry, isn't it? And it's not an easy ride at all. So I think having support is so key. I think it can make or break, can't it, whether you carry on in this industry. So absolutely. So I was going to ask you, you are a big YouTuber. So how you've been going for about 10 years on YouTube, is that right? Yeah, I would say, 10 to... How old am I now? Or maybe like 12, 13 years. Yeah, it's crazy. And how do you find it? How do you find it now? Like, because obviously YouTube, I feel like it was a lot easier back in the day. Back in the day, there were fewer people, and now it's like, definitely. I mean, do you still use it as a regular outlet? That's a really good question. So I'll be honest, I haven't been as consistent, I think, over the years, and I think it's because there's been so many other platforms that have come along that have kind of probably taken my my attention, really, as it has for so many musicians. But with my YouTube channel, I started it when I was like 15 and didn't really have a plan going into it, just wanted to do it. It was a friend of mine that actually said about starting one. She said, you should start one, because she had started one and she had a few YouTubers at the time that she was interested in and she liked. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. I'll just do it to kind of see what people think of my music. And it started off with some covers, I think, and maybe like one original song. And then, it just... I don't know what happened. It just kind of took off really from some of the covers I was doing. And this was like 2010, I guess. And that was a really special time with YouTube, actually. Like, there was I don't know, there was something, there were a lot of up and coming artists that were just discovering the platform and just putting themselves out there. And that's what I felt like. I just thought, I'm going to put myself out there, and I didn't have a plan. And I absolutely loved it. Yeah. But over the years, I think YouTube has changed quite a lot. And obviously we've got TikTok and Reels, and there's so many different things now that have kind of taken over. So I've kind of gone over to them. But I was speaking about earlier that I'm starting to get back into it. I've always kind of kept in with my YouTube channel, and there are like some lovely hardcore followers of mine that have sort of been subscribed for years, which is amazing. But I think because of other things and life, I haven't sort of been able to be into it as much as I once was, which is something that I'm looking to change and get back onto it, because I do love long form content. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I was going to ask you about TikTok.
Okay, go for it.
Do you use it?
I do use it, yes.
How do you feel about it?
Oh,
as a YouTuber, how do you feel about TikTok?
This is a big question, like a big subject, I think. How do I feel about it? I will be totally honest, I kind of have a bit of I wouldn't say love-hate relationship with it.
Hate.
Just hate, yeah, that's it. I would say I have a funny relationship with it, and I think there's a lot of musicians that do have this relationship with it, because we're living in a kind of industry now where everything is so fast-paced. And for me, coming from YouTube, long-form content, you know, you'd sit down, you'd play a whole song through, that would be what you put out, and you'd be really excited about that. And, you know, YouTubers back in the day, even like when you think about you know, like big names like Zoella and like, you know, YouTubers who would put out long form. It wasn't like a quick, it was like a long video that people could get invested in.
And
you
they'd
know?
have an intro. And
an
people
intro,
would watch the intro.
Yeah, and people wanted that, you know, and I love that. And I know that there's still people out there. There's obviously still channels that do really well and are successful because they have long form content, because you can get into it, you know, like even what we're doing now, like podcast, like it's long and you can really get to know someone. Yeah. So I think I struggle with that side of it with TikTok, because it's so, you have to, you know, let's post 3 times a day, let's do this, let's do that. And I get it, and I get that it's got its place, but I just hope that there's still that scope for people to really get creative and delve into long form, you know, because I don't know about how you feel about it as well, because it's,
I mean, like the other day I was on YouTube and I got recommended a video. I don't know why, I didn't know who this girl was, but it was a video called like Thank You and Goodbye, and it was this girl basically saying that she was quitting YouTube because no one's interested in long form content anymore. Oh my god. And for some reason I felt compelled to watch this video just to see her talking about it, but me affected by having such a short attention span, I watched it on 2 times the speed.
Really? You're joking?
I know, because I was like, I wanna like get to the point. And then I was like, I can't believe I've done this. I can't even sit through an 11-minute video.
This is the thing though, and you know, I'm guilty of it as well. And I do feel like it's not our fault. You know, it's that is the way the world's going, and we're all like it. We're all, you know, on our phones, we're scrolling, aren't we, on the Reels, the TikToks.
It's sad because like...
It is, yeah. It really is.
That's another thing I was going to ask you, actually. Do you ever feel like... So something I really liked about your music is that I've said to you, like, it feels very timeless, and it doesn't feel like you're trying to write with, like, an angle. Yes. It's just, like, just songs. It's just good songs.
Thank you.
So how do you feel about, like... I know there's a lot of this culture of, like, getting a TikTok song and, like, having a song that's got, like, a TikTok hook.
Yes. Again, because I know a few people that sort of I've met at like events and things who have done really well on TikTok, and they've had like a viral song or something similar, and it is amazing if that happens. You know, that's huge in someone's career, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can be like insanely huge.
It can make you, can't it? Yeah. I was actually speaking to someone recently though, and she'd had a viral video, and she knew someone else who'd had a really viral video, and she said that she actually kind of felt sorry for the other person, because it is really hard when you've had a viral song. That song is up there on a pedestal, isn't it? So how do you...
And you're like, what now?
Yeah, how do you compete with that? I mean, that person is doing really well anyway, and that's incredible, but I think I've struggled with it because there's a lot of pressure on it, and you feel like if you don't get that viral song, and I think so many artists feel like this, if you don't get that viral song, then you feel like you've done something wrong or you've failed in some way, when actually there's so many factors that do go into it to getting a viral song, you know. And
I think a lot of it, like, I do think some of it's luck, really.
Yeah, like absolutely.
What the algorithm, you know.
If it chooses you, at that time. I mean, I don't want to take away from, obviously, because some of the songs are great, you know.
Yeah, there's some amazing stuff. I've actually discovered, like, a lot of the artists, like, I've added to playlists recently have been, like, people I've found on TikTok.
Exactly, yeah, and same. Like, there's an artist called Melly, spelled Melle, and I think he might be Swedish, but cool. I messaged him actually, and I said, like, I'm obsessed with your, like, latest song. Like, it's a song called Old Summers. It's amazing. It's kind of got like Sam Fender vibes. But again, cool. I discovered him on TikTok. He was singing with a girl called Feline, and they did their own version of it. Beautiful harmonies and stuff. So you can just discover like so much music through TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think there's a lot of pressure on artists, and the more I speak to people, the more I realise that we all collectively feel like it. Yeah. And I don't know, I just hope it doesn't have a negative effect on creativity as well, because it's very fast, and instead of, you know, I love doing music videos. That kind of really fills me up, you know, telling a story through visuals, and I just don't want that to ever go, if that makes sense. So we'll see how it goes with all of that. I think, I don't know, it might be that the tides change and people want to go, they're longing for more storytelling, you know, and long form. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get even more fast paced, because our brains, we can't handle that. We can't take it, no.
So what about in real life? You said that you're a performer and you've always loved performing.
Yeah.
So is that something you still love?
I do love it, I definitely still do love it, and I love playing with I've got an incredible backing band, and I love playing with the band. It's so much fun. And then obviously I love solo as well. Like, I love any performance is great, but I just live, obviously, because you're so in the moment, aren't you? So it's just a special thing, isn't it, that we get to do. But I do also, I've realised how much I value creating a song and being sort of in the studio as well.
Okay.
I think that's really, really special. Like, I love writing the song, but when the song starts coming together in the studio, that's really special. And when you've got that song, I think I love that just as much as live performance, I would say. So, and everyone's different. Like, I don't know how you feel about that.
I think actually my producer was asking me this today. He's like, what do you enjoy most about the process? And I was like, it's when you've written this song and then it becomes like a thing. It's like a piece of art.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, immortalised.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really exciting part of it.
It really is. Yeah, you've got like that product almost that you've been working on. Like, I don't want to use that word product, but you know what I mean. You've got that piece of art. That you've been creating. That's you've made yourself, and it's just so. It's just so rewarding, isn't it? So I think it can be as rewarding as live performance as well. And then putting it out there. And like I say, I love music videos. Like, a lot of my videos, because I sort of have taken that drama aspect that I used to love acting, and when I was younger, I like to tell stories in the music videos that I've put out, because I do think that kind of really conveys the message of a song. So I think that can be really, really special. Yeah, I love a music video. Yeah, same. I could literally sit on YouTube and just watch music videos. Yeah, and there's so many iconic ones when you actually think about it. Like, you know, that really like iconic that go alongside the song. Do you have like a favourite music video that springs to mind? Oh, that springs to mind. What was I watching the other day? Have you got a favourite? No, but I was watching the other day. I was listening to do you know Flavour of the Week by American Hi-Fi? Do you know that song? I don't know if I do. It came on my like Spotify playlist. Okay. Spotify had made me like a pop punk personalised playlist. Love that. And that song came on and I was like, I love this song. And I put the video on. It's just like super like old school and nostalgic. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love coming to mind now. So I love Everywhere by Michelle Branch. That's proper like 90s vibes. I like her. One of her songs, "Breathe," is one of my favourites, and that music video is really good. She's like, I love it because they're like at a beach, like with their instruments, and it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, it would never happen, but I love it because it's just like, it goes with the song so well. It's one of my favourites. And "Ignorance," Paramore, that's a strong one. You know, where she's in like the mirrors sort of thing, and then she's got like a light bulb above her, and she's like, "If I'm a bad person," she's
I
like
think I need to watch more Paramore videos before I see them live.
It's a good one. Yeah, really, really good.
Ignorance. I'm adding that to
check
my
it out.
list.
Check it out.
So, in terms of your career as a whole, what's like been like a pinnacle moment for you? Like your like best moment, like your best show or?
Oh, pinnacle moment.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to say, to be honest, because I've kind of had like collective lovely moments, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I can give you an answer.
Okay, how about a few?
A special moment last year, I got to work with Warren Hewitt. It was actually at Tileyard Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like a Grammy-nominated producer, and we came here and he asked to hear some original songs, so I played him some, and there was one called Glow that he liked. So what they wanted to do on his channel, Produce Like a Pro, they wanted to run a competition so people could mix my song and the stems, and then they would win loads of prizes.
Oh, wow.
And,
sounds really cool.
Yeah, and then we would release the 3 winners alongside the single. So that's going to be happening this year. But yeah, it was just a really cool experience to kind of like hang out with someone who's so experienced, been in the industry for years, really knows his stuff. He's got a massive channel. So that was really, really cool. And yeah, with my band, we played some, festival-wise, I've played Slam Dunk before. That was really, really fun. Me and my band, we've headlined, opened the main stage for Ipswich Music Day, which is like one of the biggest free music festivals in the UK. Like thousands of people go. It was amazing. Brighten the Corners. Just recently did a headline show which sold out in my hometown.
Oh, amazing.
And that was just such an amazing atmosphere. You know, just so many lovely people there. And yeah, just like building my socials and putting out my songs. Like I had a song that went on New Music Nashville Spotify playlist. So I think there's just so many little things, and I think you can forget about, which I do. Forget.
I forget about.
Yeah, you forget. You're like, oh, that's done. Like whatever. Happened. Like
I think we're like hardwired almost to focus on like the negative stuff sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you've said that actually, because I do that so much. Like I get in a hole and I'm like, right, I'm not doing enough, or like I need to be that's gone, that's done,
someone else has done this and I haven't.
Exactly. The comparison, that's a big thing. I don't know if you feel that.
I feel it all the time.
Social media, I know it has the positives, but it does have those negatives, without sounding like a total negative Nancy, but like it does, doesn't it? Because it's sort of, instead of bringing people together, this algorithm is kind of like, like, you know, it'll pick one video and you'll think, oh, but that's done really well. Why is mine not?
Yeah, I've done the exact same thing.
Exactly, yeah. So, it's a tough old one. But yeah, I think if you can focus on the little moments, you know, like I've been really fortunate to have lots of support from BBC Introducing. Like they're absolutely incredible, and obviously it's been tough for them recently because they've had like a lot of cuts, haven't they? And what they do for artists is amazing. And shout out to Angel Joseph actually, because she does like Radio 1 and she's BBC Suffolk and Norfolk now, and she's given me loads of support and a track of the week. And it's the little moments like that which mean the most. Like I remember that happening, and that meant so much to me. And some people, like that's probably quite small for them, but it meant a lot to me. So I think just collecting those, and I don't know, you need like a box, don't you?
Yeah, you need like a
little
or
cutouts.
Even just like a journal thing to like write in.
Yeah, like the
good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Because otherwise, I don't know, it's easy to get hung up on bigger goals.
And I think also, I know it sounds like a bit cheesy, but like there is room for everyone.
Yeah.
And like you're never gonna like discover an artist and be like, I already have enough.
Exactly. I can't have you.
Like that's just, you're never gonna do that. So like there is always like, you know, room for new artists to come through. Yeah,
definitely. And you know yourself, like I said about that artist earlier, when you fall in love with it, there's just no question. You're just like, I love this, and I'm gonna listen to it and follow that person. So, there is no limit. And for some reason, it's almost like we in our minds think there is when there's not.
There's really not.
Yeah, it's really not.
Like, do you like sharing stuff about your personal life and daily life? Like, do you just post about music, or do you like to kind of like show behind the scenes of your life?
That's a good question. I'll be honest, I am probably one of the more private kind of people. I do like to show a little bit, but I tend to just share a lot about music.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like with my YouTube channel, I think that showed my personality more back in the day, because I'd have, if people used to say to me, hey guys, because that was like my tagline, like I'd say like, hey guys, I'm going to do a cover of blah blah blah, and people kind of latched onto that and they liked it because it was me, it was my personality, you know, like at the time sort of thing. You know, I was very young and it was, I guess, hopefully quite endearing, you know, whereas now I don't know, it's hard to sort of show your personality, I guess, in like the short form if you're just playing a song. But yeah, I suppose I could share a little bit more online, but I think there's something nice about, it's a hard one. I think you've got to there's a line, isn't there?
There's definitely
Everyone's
a line, yeah.
different,
like,
aren't they?
It's nice to, I don't know, share a little bit, but I think it's also nice to
have your own,
keep your life like...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they can easily merge, and I know like there's obviously some like YouTubers and stuff that vlog, and which is incredible, and sometimes I've thought, oh, that must be really cool. Like there was part of me that wanted to start like vlogging and stuff, and then I thought, oh, my friends and stuff would hate that. It's actually a lot
more effort than it, like it's quite a lot of effort.
Yeah,
vlogging.
It is, isn't it?
You have to like really think about, like, I've tried to do it in the past. Like, I have done some vlogs and like I've done like travel vlogs. I love to travel, and I like to like,
that's cool,
post about it. But then like when you're trying to make a vlog, like you kind of you're like thinking about that.
Yeah, you're not in the moment.
And then you're like, I'm in this amazing place, but I also like I have to get my perfect shot. And it does kind of take over your brain a little bit. So I think
definitely. I wonder what that's like, because I've followed some YouTubers for years, and I still keep up with them. You know, like I feel like I've sort of grown up with them, probably like similar ages, and I think it's really cool what they do. And like I say, I have had that sort of, oh, maybe I should start that, or maybe do I want to? But then there is the other side of it where it's like, oh, I don't know, like there's something nice about sitting at home with my hair scraped up, with my dog by my side, like just writing a song. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily, because I like to do myself up and blah 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 and be like this for when I'm doing like music stuff, and kind of be I guess look like the artist, or look like myself still, but like there is that other side of it where you are just at home creating something, and you're not necessarily always ready to kind of like
be on camera,
get the camera out, and like I suppose you could whack a filter on it, but again, you want to be do you know what I mean? I don't want to get into that. I'd like to try and keep it real if I can. So yeah, how do you feel about that kind of thing?
I feel, I know what you mean, like having to sort of feel like sometimes I'll wanna film something and then like, oh, but I've got no makeup on, or
exactly.
But I guess again, that's like, maybe you don't need to.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, just be
whip the camera out.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's filming content every day and some stuff. That's quite difficult. So
yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
it can be. But a lot.
I want to hear more about this dog that you just mentioned.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tell me about this dog.
She's a babe. Yeah, her name's Heidi, and she's a rescue dog. She's from Romania.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's like a puppy collie, and she's mine and my partner's dog, and she's just incredible. She's got such a personality, and she always wants to play before bed. That's her thing. She de-stuffs toys as well.
Oh yeah, so my parents dogs
really
do that.
Yeah, obsessed. Like we've actually got a picture that was someone painted for us of her. And it's her just like looking over like this, and she's just surrounded by stuffing. Yeah, honestly, like that's her like natural habitat. She loves it. Oh, she's just the best.
So what's coming up for you in the next year? Do you have anything that you're planning?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the thing that we did with Warren last year, we're going to put out that EP. It's going to be called the Glow EP. So it's going to have my single, and then it's going to have the 3 winners, which they're all amazing. The guys that enter, I'm in touch with all of them, and they're amazing producers. We've got like an 80s version of my song Glow, and then there's like a sort of Chainsmokers kind of vibe style one, and then there's a heavy version of it as well, like metal, and they're all so cool. So I'm really looking forward to kind of putting that out. I will be putting out the song that I recorded here as well, which is called 21, which is I think one of my favourite songs that I've written to date. It's just very personal, but I think it applies to a lot of people that feel like sort of in their 20s or older, that kind of, there's part of them that misses being 21 and all the madness that goes with that.
Definitely.
So I'm really excited to do that. And we're going to be playing more shows and more festivals, solo and with the band. So I've got some announcements coming up. So just going to keep doing my thing and enjoying it. So
have you got festivals booked in this year?
I've got a few. I've got some
announcements.
I've got some announcements coming. So some cool ones which will be fun. But I think we're going to focus as well on some like full band shows as well. So I've got a couple of London shows, and then I think we might do a London headline later in the year with the band. So
I'll be there.
Yeah, please do come along. That'd be amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
And what about touring? Is that something that you've done or would like to do?
I'd love to do it. Yeah, I've not done it yet, but I would love to do it. It's just I think I'd like to go on a support tour to start.
Yes, me too. I think it would be.
Would you? Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So touring wise,
yes,
I've done. Did you say you have done a tour?
I haven't done a tour. No, so I've just played like festivals and shows, but never done a tour. Have you done a tour?
So I did. So me and two others, we did. Have you ever been to a writers' round? It's like a very Nashville.
You know what? I would love to. I actually haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're super fun. There's like 3 of you on stage, and then you like take turns telling the stories behind your songs and stuff.
That's really cool.
So me and 2 of my friends, we formed this little kind of organisation, I guess, called Write Like a Girl.
Oh, nice.
And we did 2 tours. And it was really fun. And we did it as a writers' round.
Oh, wow.
And then we'd have like a local female come join us. So it was like an all-girls thing. And it was really fun, actually.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And that was just like, I mean, as I said before, like I love to travel.
Yeah.
And even just like a road trip through the UK is fun.
Yeah,
just like getting to different venues and...
Yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff over here, actually. I think it's easy to kind of forget, but we've got a lot of like amazing places, and amazing venues as well. So there's so many like incredible grassroots venues out there, that are supporting live music, and we know how hard it is, at the moment. So we are fortunate with that.
Yeah,
that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, so it was really fun, actually, and it's amazing. Nice to like. It's a nice way to perform.
Yeah, interactive.
Like, because it's like you're playing solo, but you've also got like the. Like the support of your pals on stage.
That's wicked.
So it's really nice.
Wow. How did you find like the touring life, like sort of being on the road and stuff? Because
it was really fun.
It was fun.
It was quite a small tour. We didn't go we didn't go to, we didn't go all the way up to Scotland or anything, but it was super fun. And we sort of we managed to pack like 3 of us and all our guitars into one car. And
amazing. Yeah, if you can travel light, that's really good, isn't it? Like, especially like if you're playing acoustics or whatever, you can just sort of travel quite. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, amazing. No, I would love to. I'm hoping for like a support tour at some point, and then we'll do a headline down the line, I think. But yeah, it would be really, really fun.
Well, that's the goal. So before we finish, I just want to ask, if someone was to ask you what your advice was, someone starting out now, what would be, have you ever been given a piece of advice that's like really resonated with you that you would always tell someone else?
It's tricky. I feel like I've probably been given lots of different pieces of advice, and then it's all kind of like merged into one. I can't really sort of pinpoint, if you know what I mean, like one piece of advice that I've been given. But I would say if I was going to pass on anything to someone starting out, I think there is a lot of, like, it's a hard industry and there's a lot of pressure, but I think just focus on, like, absorb as much as you can from other people that have been doing it longer than you have. Absorb the information, like the advice from them as well, but also just it's going to sound cheesy, but stay true to you. Just, with your writing style, don't feel like you have to do something else if it doesn't feel comfortable or if it doesn't feel like you. Because honestly, people can smell it a mile off. Do you know what I mean? They can tell when you're not.
If that becomes, if that's what's successful, then you have to keep doing the stuff that you don't want to do.
Doing something that you don't enjoy. Yeah. So I think you're better off, because there's so many. That's another thing I've learned as well about the music industry. There's so many niches and kind of like underground scenes and things. You don't I feel like a lot of us spend our time thinking, oh, we need to be like Taylor Swift, or like we need to be like, we need to be like the big, you know, artists, when there's so much space, like we said earlier, you know, for so many artists. So I think just keep doing what feels right, you know, and just taking the inspiration. Like, that's how I feel. I've taken inspiration from all of my favourite artists, and now that I can say, also like being a little bit older as well, like now I can say that the music I write is truly the music that I love. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of power in that. So yeah, just don't get influenced, you know, by do you, and then the rest would kind of figure itself out. So
I agree. Yeah. I think that's really important. I think another thing I would say, if anyone listening wants any advice, I would say that I think it's really, really important to have like connections. Yeah. Like I didn't really. Yeah. Until a few years ago, I didn't even really know what style my music was. And then I got booked for this like country festival. And then since then I've like just met so many people in my like industry and made so many friends. And it's so much easier being part of like a community and like people that you know. And it's nice to have friends that are doing the same thing you're doing. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and playing live is a big part of that, isn't it? Like play live, like get out there, connect with other people, that are in your scene, in your niche.
Stay till the end.
Yeah, stay till the end. Connect with them. And because there's nothing like in-person connection, you know, like obviously it's lovely over like online social media and stuff, like you can still build connections there, but it's never going to be the same as in person. Like if you meet that person, you're going to build that relationship with them, and then it leads to other things. It always does. But yeah, you've got to be there, you've got to be part of it, haven't you? Yeah. And that is fun. Like that is the fun part of live performance and getting out there and meeting people.
Yeah, the real stuff.
The real stuff, real connections.
Amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
If someone is looking up your music online, top 3 songs, what are your top 3 songs you'd recommend?
My top 3 songs.
To get a flavour.
So Bitter is my recent single. I would say that was number 1. Totally different vibe, but very proud of it. Save Me. So that's more of a stripped back, emotive one. Third one. It's a hard one to say. Maybe Haunted. Okay. Check out that one. That's kind of gives a good overview of my sound.
Amazing. Bitter.
Bitter, Save Me,
and Haunted. Go stream.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. And I'm going to go stream all those tracks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the RGB Sessions podcast. Don't forget you can stream Lianne's music, and you can also check out her RGB Sessions performance of 21. And don't forget to subscribe to the RGB channel.